Communication doesn't create trust. Connection does. And without trust, people don't buy from you, and they definitely don't send you referrals. We communicate all day, every day. But connection, that's where the magic happens. That's what builds trust. The great Zig Ziglar said, if people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you, they'll do business with you. That reminds me of a story of a client that I worked with many years ago. Her and her husband were in the market to buy a home. The husband was very laid back, very chill, very pleasant. He was a supportive S personality. The wife was not. She was more serious, focused on the task at hand, and was extremely detail-oriented because she was a C personality. And she wanted to know every detail about every home. And I mean every detail. As we're standing in the kitchen of a home that they're considering purchasing, the wife looks at the husband and says, "How wide is that opening for the refrigerator?" Well, the husband wanted to be helpful, so he replied right away with, "It's approximately 36 inches. The mood in the room changed instantly. She turned to her husband and gave him the look. Have you ever received the look? And then through clenched teeth and a tight jaw, she said to him, "I don't want to know the approximate width. I want to know the exact width." Anyone else ever have a client like this? Now here's the important part. This is the client that many sales professionals would label as difficult, nitpicky, high maintenance. Because I understand people, I knew exactly how to connect with her because she wasn't difficult. She was detail-driven. And when I gave her what she needed, which was precision instead of approximation, not only did she buy a home from me, she referred her son to me, who bought and sold 2 homes. Now, I don't know how long you've been in sales, but I can promise you this. It's a lot easier when the business comes to you. In fact, there was a recent study done that shows 84% of consumers will recommend a company they trust. But here's the part most people miss. We usually don't communicate with people the way they need. We often communicate with people the way we want to be communicated with. And when there's a problem, guess who we assumed caused it? The other person. That one habit explains more lost deals than sales price ever will. Let me make this painfully relatable. Have you ever sent a text to someone and the text was so clear in your mind, there's no way it could be misunderstood, and yet the recipient got a completely different message than you intended for them to get? Raise your glow stick if this has happened to you. You even reread the message multiple times and you're thinking, how in the world did they misinterpret what I said? But somehow the message you intended for them to get is not the message they received. Here's where the breakdown happened. They didn't read the message through your personality lens. They read it through theirs. And suddenly, one message turns into frustration, hurt feelings, arguments, and even broken trust. Now, raise your glow stick again if you love dealing with frustration, hurt feelings, and broken trust. No one. No one wakes up saying, I hope I hurt someone's feelings today. Okay, maybe the dominant D says that, but they don't mean it. And this happened all because two people experienced the same words differently. And this doesn't just happen in text messages. It happens in sales conversations every single day. You walk away thinking, that went well. You explained the value. You answered the questions. You were clear. You're feeling good. And then, nothing. Raise your glow stick if you've ever had a sales conversation that you thought went well, and the client disappeared. That's misalignment. Clients don't object to what you say. They object to how they understood it. And I know this because I've watched it happen in every industry with every kind of sales professional. I've delivered over 500 presentations, and the pattern is always the same. Sales don't break down because people lack skill. Sales break down because trust never forms. And just in case you're wondering, I don't believe in death by PowerPoint. So if you came here expecting 85 slides and a nap, you're in the wrong keynote. So the question becomes, how do you create connection on purpose, fast, with the personality sitting in front of you? Today, you're going to discover the answer. After decades of working with sales professionals and studying personality intelligence, I created a powerful system called the Glow Connection Method. The Glow Connection Method is proprietary. It's not something I learned in a class. It's not pulled from a book. And it's not something you'll hear from another speaker, because I'm the only one in the world who teaches it. The DISC personality model gives us the insight we need, but the Glow Connection Method tells us what to do with it. With real people, in real conversations, in real time. GLOW stands for gain awareness, lock on to what they need, operate accordingly, and win the connection. Let's begin with gaining awareness. Before you talk more, you should observe more. People are constantly giving you clues that reveal their personality type. How fast they speak, what they focus on, what makes them uncomfortable, how they shook your hand. You don't need better scripts. You may need better awareness. Turn to your neighbor and say, "Are you paying attention? This is good." Next, we lock on to what they need. Different personality types trust differently. D personalities trust speed. I personalities trust warmth. S personalities trust reassurance. And C personalities trust details. And if you give a C personality hype, they're not inspired. They feel misunderstood and unsafe. Operate accordingly. This is where most sales professionals stop short. Operating accordingly isn't about being fake. It's about being fluent. It's about taking those insights and adjusting how you communicate based on their personality. Same message, different delivery. Raise your glow stick if you've ever had a deal stall, fall apart, or someone ghosted you and you're starting to understand why. Here's the good news. After today, you can keep that from happening again. When you operate accordingly, objections soften, negotiations are smoother, connections are made, trust is built, and referrals increase. Because clients don't feel sold, they feel understood. By implementing the Glow Connection method, which is simple, repeatable, and results in instant change to the outcome, sales follow. And you gain a reputation for being the person who makes clients feel understood.